don't you just ruminate whilst I illuminate the possibilities? Well, Alibaba had them 40 thieves.
Are you ready?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, sweet. Welcome back to the Curious Canvas. We are your hosts, Jem and Peekay, and we back live at the Bella Vista Podcast Studios for episode 8 now. Wow.
Shout out Kobe.
Yeah. What's kind of funny right now, so the Jem just interviewed Greg Waddell for Creative Springs Community. So you did that on Start Somewhere Media. And literally, he was just wearing this. So it's like he left and just like, hey, you know what? Take my jacket off. That's what it feels like.
Nah, shout out Creative Spring.
Bro, it's good though. I love the red,
hoodie.
bro. It looks good.
I love it too. That's why I was like, yeah, we gotta wear this for Curious Canvas.
Yeah, this is like a lot more smaller than Greg's. Greg's is huge. Bro, how you been? I feel like we haven't really been talking because this week has been pretty busy for both of us.
Yeah, we've been doing a whole lot, just our own personal, you know.
Yeah.
Own personal
Well, I've been moving, so all I've been doing lately is listening to podcasts, stand up. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just bouncing between those
We've been
two.
watching a whole lot of stand up and comedy stuff.
Bro, I forgot how much I love stand up. Like I just recently watched what was it? Dave Chappelle's Sticks and Stones.
Yeah,
And
I watched that too.
I love that. He's such a comedic genius. There's a lot of stand up comedians I like. Do you watch many?
Yeah, I do. Obviously, everyone's watched the stuff that I've watched. Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
I like the Filipino ones. Jokoy. You watch Jokoy?
No, you know what? I haven't watched them properly, but everyone has told me you should watch it. You should watch it, and I'm like, I just haven't had a shot.
And the funny thing is, the person that put me on, Stacy, my best mate, like one of my best mates, she put me on, and she's not even Filipino.
Oh, for real?
And she was the one that was like, watch this. And we all watched it one night when we were all at her house. And we were dying from the first episode we watched on Netflix. I think it was on Netflix. But you can watch them on Netflix. And she is not Filipino. She's Indonesian. And she knows all the little things. So it's like, it's catered all the like cliches of Filipinos and Filipino moms and Filipino just
What area is
like
she
culture.
from? What area is your friend from?
She lives like near the airport now.
Oh, okay. No. I was thinking.
But she grew up in Bankstown, and she's got heaps of friends. Like she went to my uni, and she's got friends. Most of her friends. She's basically a Western Sydney girl. Yes, Stace, you're basically a Western Sydney girl living, and all your friends are filler. So yeah, she put me on Jokoy, and there was me and Carl used to watch Rex Navarrete, who's another filler comedian, and he has a special on YouTube that's classic, and you know the usual Dave Chappelle's and Chris Rock, genius,
no, best. Never scared. I love him. He's awesome.
And he, at the same time, he's funny, but he educates you at the same time. He's informative.
I feel like there's like majority of the classic genius comedians, Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, and Eddie Murphy.
Yes, Eddie Murphy. Oh, how did I forget that? Classic.
I think it's just like sometimes when I watch it, and we had this like a small conversation about this a long time ago. I feel like they're way too smart for me, man. Just like some of the stuff that they drop, the knowledge that they drop. Like you have to watch. Like I've watched Never Scared from Chris Rock multiple times. He talks about racism,
black people, white people.
Yeah, relationships. Like there's one, you know what? There's one question that I've brought up my whole life after watching this. There's one segment where he's just like, if you get a girl pregnant, what's the first thing you'd ask? So what you gonna do? That's true though. What else are you gonna ask? If you ask like, hey, so is that mine, bro? It's a backhand to the face straight away. But what you gonna do? It's like, because that's, to be honest, it gets down to the nits and grits of it. Like
his delivery is classic too. I love his little voice.
Yeah,
like I can imagine him saying what you gonna do, just in his own little voice. He's classic. Who's the best comedian you reckon that's transitioned into movies?
Into movies. Oh, oof.
Yeah, you like that little question, huh? I don't got nothing prepared. I was just thinking of it just then because Eddie Murphy's good.
Eddie Murphy,
but he's much better stand up. I think his movies aren't like up to his stand up because his stand up blows the waters out.
It does. So he's obviously number one best stand up. I think special was Eddie Murphy still to this day. And Kevin Hart, obviously he's done such a good job in transitioning to movies. And even with his popularity, and obviously it's different now in this age. Eddie Murphy didn't have social media to push like clips or anything. Eddie Murphy had pretty much nothing. As in with these specials, he only had SNL, and it's still number one. He's special. Kevin Hart though, he released it in theaters. He released it everywhere. Obviously, his social media platform is just unmatchable. To be honest, maybe even The Rock, I don't even think is touching on that level. Maybe The Rock.
Maybe The Rock.
Yeah, maybe The Rock.
The Rock is the
maybe The Rock. I was a bit wrong.
he's a top earner on social media.
Yeah, but even Kevin Hart couldn't touch that. Eddie Murphy's still number one. But movies wise, transitioning, I like there was a peak probably in 1990 to 2005, probably where Eddie Murphy was number one. Come on, Shrek, movies like what? Shrek. No matter what,
that's 2000s.
Yeah, but like the early 2000s, but like Shrek. No, he didn't play Shrek. He played
Coming
Donkey.
to America.
Yeah,
That's 80s.
Oh yeah, no, below that, fuck it, like 100. Yeah, in the 80s to 2005 is probably Eddie Murphy's. Yeah, that's probably his peak. I mean, like Coming to America, probably one of the greatest movies in the world. Like that's amazing. That's classic. Let's see, Mulan. Come on, like I love.
He's classic.
Mushu. Beverly Hills. There, like that's an alright series too. Like it's not bad or anything. Shrek with Donkey. Every kid knows Donkey.
You know who I reckon's underrated when it comes to the transition into movies? Martin Lawrence.
Oh yeah,
underrated.
Remember Black Knight? Do you ever watch that?
Yeah, Black Knight is one of my favorite movies.
good.
Yeah. Black Knight.
Bad Boys.
Yeah, Bad Boys. Bad Boys, obviously.
You like Bad Boys?
I like Bad Boys.
Like 1 and 2. I haven't seen
two. I've watched 2 a lot of times.
Yeah, I haven't seen number 3 to be honest.
Yeah, Bad Boys 2.
Yeah, Bad Boys 2. Yeah. Bad Boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Well, you haven't heard it?
Of course, I've heard it. Why are you singing?
It's a good song. It's a good song. I thought there was gonna be a duet there, but there wasn't. There was nothing. He just left me hanging. But Kevin Hart, I don't know. I love what Kevin Hart's doing, but you could see that
I feel he's very watered down.
He is, but like this is the thing.
And I don't want to be hating.
No,
he's doing great things like Success.
Yeah. No. So one thing I gotta point out. So I did watch the podcast that you just dropped with
in Story of the Moral.
Yeah, I watched that. One thing that both of you guys did say, and you guys both agree with, and I do agree with to a point. You guys have said he plays the same role, and that is, I think that's true with a lot of stand-up comics though, because it's hard for them to transition to drama. Like you think of a lot of even just normal actors. You look at Jonah Hill. There was a long point in his early career. It was all comedic roles, him playing the fat kid and everything. Then he went into more dramatic roles like Moneyball, and then he went into Wolf on Wall Street. And now he's playing more. He can play more drama roles, and you can see him in that light now. Kevin Hart, he dipped into it on Upside, where he plays like
I watched that.
Yeah, I like that.
What's that guy's name? That's
Brian Cranston. Yeah, he's in Breaking Bad.
Yep.
Yeah, and amazing actor.
Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah, so
but it's still Kevin Hart. That's what I'm saying.
No, it is still Kevin Hart, but you could see he's trying to go that way. I think he's trying to drop an action movie soon too.
Yeah, I saw that, but it's still gonna be Kevin Hart.
It's still be Kevin Hart.
It's literally called
Die Hard.
Die Hard.
Yeah.
But you know who has transitioned well and is able to change from a comedic role into different aspects and is really good? Will Smith.
Oh, well, I mean, he wasn't.
Will Smith. He was
stand up. He wasn't stand up.
But Fresh Prince is
no. But you're right. No, he's amazing.
Comedian.
Yeah. He can dip in anything. I wish, you know what, he hasn't actually done any besides Aladdin. He hasn't really done any comedic roles lately. No, but no, 100% right. He's
and he can switch off, and he's a character.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, so after Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, his first major role. Not many people know this. He played a gay character. I never watched it. I only watched clips. I don't know the movie. But his first major role. Yeah. When I watched a documentary on him like a long time ago, and his first major role was a gay character. And obviously, what you see throughout the years, he could play from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Goofy and everything, to Bad Boys, where he's playing Martin Lawrence in real life. He actually is the bad boy. He's literally, I think one time he got stopped at the airport because he had a gun in his case, and like he was the actual bad boy, but he
Yeah,
was
yeah.
playing the more goofy character in the movie. But Will Smith though, he knows how to switch on so many roles. Classic.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but Will Smith would be the one. You know what? Yeah.
I was trying to think while you were saying that, like, it's hard for a comedian to switch over into different roles.
Mm.
And I was trying to come up with, like, who's actually done that I think has done it really well. Will Smith's one.
I think to a dramatic role. Ooh.
No, to any other.
Oh no! So
specific
you
role.
can't name out Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart's in it. Like I mean, he hasn't played a dramatic role where it makes you kind of feel emotional.
But he's still Kevin Hart.
Yeah, but he's still playing a role though.
But Will Smith is. That's what I was saying in our episode of Story of the Moral when it comes to actors. The best actors are the ones that, when you look at them, you don't even think that's Will Smith. That's The Rock. That's Kevin Hart. That's Denzel. He's
Leonardo
playing
DiCaprio.
Leo. All those actors. He's that character. He's like whatever his name is in the thing.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart. He's Kevin Hart in every single movie that I watch.
Yeah, I think he just hasn't found like I think he is trying, but he hasn't hit that role yet.
He hasn't hit a role yet, hey.
But it's the same. You could say the same thing. We've talked about this a little bit too. Same thing as The Rock. Rock's never
Yes, I
played a
told you
role.
that.
Yeah, Rock's never played a role where you just like it touches your heart. I don't know if you pay attention to him that much, but like so one of my favorite actors is Jackie Chan. It's not just from let me finish. It's not just from martial arts. I know you're thinking it's just from martial arts, like and all the funny stuff. He's played a couple of because getting older in age, he can't do what he used to do. He can't do his own stunts
He
anymore.
did what's it called with Jaden?
Yeah, Karate Kid.
He didn't really do much.
Yeah,
He was
yeah,
just the
But yeah, you see that, and there was Robin B. Hood. This is he gets older, and he steals a baby with somebody, and he's a gambler and an alcoholic, and it's probably one of his most serious roles because the baby like in one scene a baby dies, and he's just full like it was his fault, and he was full crying. I don't know, that was probably like. That's an actor where he's growing, but it takes a long time. Kevin Hart, I feel like one day he will hit that stride, but it just takes time. Yeah. With speaking of Kevin Hart though, he definitely has a lot of faces to him though. Like obviously he's doing yes, he has stand up, he has movies, he has motivation with sports. Yeah, wait, he has the
motivation with sports. He has his own
shoe line
with Nike.
Yeah, first stand up to do that. For stand up comedian to ever do that.
Yeah, it's transitioned so much. Yeah, I would never ever doubt. Like I'm not saying anything. If we're talking straight comedian, I don't think he's like up there at his peak when all those specials he was releasing, they were funny as
Little Big Man.
Yeah. They were funny.
Yeah.
But like it kind of. At his peak, it was really great.
I definitely think, we'll go into this later on. I definitely think he's because he's got so much more bigger now. He has to be careful what he has to be careful what he has to say.
Oh yeah.
And I we'll definitely get into this later on. But like you look at like Chris Rock, who's never scared of anything he says.
And Dave Chappelle.
Definitely Dave Chappelle. He did a stand up about George Floyd, and the stand up was called. Oh, I don't want to mess this up.
Yeah, it was wasn't it the time?
Yeah, 8:46. So the reason why is because he was born at 8:46 in the morning.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle, but George Floyd, as we all know, like that was how long the knee was pressed on him when he passed away.
Police officer pressed on him for 8 minutes and 46 seconds.
And it wasn't really even a stand up. Like he made like a couple of quotes.
Smart.
Yeah, but it was just him. It
wasn't a stand up at all. It was just him. Like having a platform and talking, and then everyone listened. But he would say some shit that was funny, but it was very solemn. But he was kind of just informing everything that's going on, and he wanted to speak on it. But yeah, he's very intellectual. To be a top comedian, you got to be smart and witty.
Yeah,
you got to be different.
Yeah, like Trevor. Like I don't know. Like even I love comedians like so Joe Boy. I wish I actually do. Not Joe Boy. What's his name? The fellow stand up. stand up.
Joko.
Yeah,
Joe Boy. I was like,
He's just like
Joe Boy's funny. You find Joe Boy funny? Sometimes Joe Boy's funny.
no. So
Nah, Joe Boy, you're funny. You're funny.
so well, yeah, like him. I feel like it's someone who I'd like because I love people who do impressions and comparisons, especially to Asian races.
Yeah.
Like that's why I like. That's why how big Russell Peters has got big. Russell Peters, he's been around for like what 20 years, 30 years now.
Yeah.
Just
Probably.
yeah, and he talks about. That's what made him special, though. At the time, he talked about Asia. He talked about obviously every different race. Talked about Indians. He talked about Asians, but he broke it down. It wasn't just like all Asians are the same. It's just like you look at Vietnamese people, you look at Filipino people.
Yeah.
It's like where my karaoke people. All the Philos are just like, yeah, you'd be one of those. But hey,
Yeah, probably.
what's your karaoke song?
Celine Dion. I wish I had my phone. It's not my
This is probably the most serious question I've ever asked Jem today. It's just like, oh wow, I'm not prepared for this.
Yeah, no. I get it confused. Everyone knows what my. I always break it down. Celine Dion, that's my go-to song. I'll get it again.
Okay.
Yeah, you're making too much pauses for the audio guys. They're like,
Is
I'll get it. I'm trying to get it. It'll come to me.
I don't know. My karaoke.
It's all coming back to me. No, it's not all. It's all coming back to me now.
It's the
No,
Boys
there's
to Men
another.
song where he bends the knee.
No,
Just-
that's yeah.
No, my one's actually Greg was singing it. You know that by Elvis Presley and UB40. You know, wise men sing. Why do fools fall in love. That's one of them. Backstreet Boys.
No, isn't that Can't Help But Falling in Love with You by UB40?
Yeah, but it's also from Elvis Presley.
Yeah, what's it called?
That's probably the same name.
No,
They've remade that
You
song
just said
multiple
something
times.
else.
They remade
You
the song.
just said something else.
No, that end with Backstreet Boys afterwards. But yeah, you know, is it UB40?
UB40.
Did I say UB40?
UB40, yeah.
Yeah, it's UB40. They made that song, but they remade that song's being remade by Phil Collins,
Yeah.
Elvis Presley, and UB40. I'm sure there's gonna be multiple other people.
I've just realized you don't have a laptop.
Yeah,
It's all at the top of your head.
this is all the top of my head. My laptop died.
You guys got to respect our game. Like,
Right
there's no notes. There's no questions. It's just off the top of PK's head. This is just the audio.
This is how good the Creative Springs community interview was. I was supposed to be writing stuff down while you guys were talking, but then I got too interested in it. Gotta represent for Manny.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, we'll get into that running joke another time.
You know who's someone else who transitioned really well. I don't know if you ever watched it. So my favorite sitcom is Jerry Seinfeld, and
I like his car special.
that's really good. Yeah, did you ever watch many
Yeah,
of
with
them?
the comedians. Yeah. I've watched a few of them. I like the Eddie Murphy one.
That was really good.
Really
He's
good.
he's done a few. He's done with Trevor Noah.
He's got the top.
Jim Carrey.
Yeah, the top guys.
Yeah, in every car he's
I
just.
like that. And the cars are sick.
He was.
And his shoe guy. He's a shoe guy.
Yeah. This is weird. I want to know how much. I don't want to know how he's still making this much money. He was at one stage before Kevin Hart. Before Kevin Hart knocked him off the chart. Jerry Seinfeld was the
The
number
top
one.
Money maker.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know that.
But-
You didn't know that?
I knew that, but how? I love Seinfeld, but that can't be your only way of income. Like you see,
He said it before on his car thing how much money he made. But Seinfeld was making him a lot of money, and then he was in production. He was in
I didn't-
those
I didn't
kind
know
of
that.
roles. He had a production company. He was doing all those other things, and yeah, that's how he's making a lot of money.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but Seinfeld made him a lot of money, and
Yeah.
even till now, like, so say Seinfeld, and he owned most of not just like owning the rights to it or the license.
Oh, your royalties.
It's not just royalties. It's like, say Channel 10 wants to show Seinfeld,
Mm.
they have to pay him for that. I work for a media company. I should know this. For them to have the license to play it and air it.
Yeah.
So imagine Channel 10 asks for it, and solely Channel 10 can play it. And then somewhere in New Zealand, this channel wants it.
Mhm.
You have to pay for that. And then in every other country, Philippines,
Mm.
online, Netflix wants Seinfeld the special. So he's still getting money off Seinfeld, and a lot of money just to have the rights to play that on the platform.
Okay, that
Do you
makes
get what I
sense.
mean? Yeah.
Especially if he owns the rights. Yeah.
Yeah, if he owns most of the rights because it's under his name as well.
Yeah, like I don't watch Friends, but you see Friends everywhere. So like, imagine if like someone like I don't know, one of the guys like Jennifer Aniston, if she owned the rights to it, then she would be making. Yeah,
His name is literally his name is on the thing, so he would have a whole lot of
Did you like Seinfeld? When it
copyright to it.
this
Yeah,
TV
I
show?
didn't like it. It would always play. How in the 90s, when Seinfeld 90s.
Yeah, 90s.
So they would do the reruns already when we were 2000s and 2000s when we were kids. I never watched it.
No, I loved it. You know why? So it's a show about nothing. I'm not. The reason why it's a show about nothing is just like, I don't know. You ever like? All right. So this is pretty much the pitch of how this whole thing happened. So let's just say you're at a restaurant with me, right? And like you see a spicy sauce. It's like, how'd they put this in the bottle? That's the show. That's literally the show. And I don't know. I was like, I don't know. I just responded well to it. Then there's what? Why? Why? What are you saying?
You're different. You're different.
I'm different. Actually, what? Speaking about different, there's one line that he says in one of the TV show.
Wale had an album called "The Album About Nothing."
I've listened to it.
Based on Seinfeld.
I've
It's
listened
one
to
of my favorite albums.
It's an amazing album.
And he has a lot of Seinfeld references within it.
Yeah,
love it.
he had one mixtape. Actually, you know what? The album, I
No,
think,
it's the album.
you know, he has one mixtape as well.
And there's a lot.
And there's an album as well. The album's better. The album's so good.
Yeah, so good. One of my favorite Wale albums.
Yeah, I think that's the reason why.
hip-hop
You know what? Wale is kind of just like us. You know, he's into wrestling,
he's just-
gaming,
yeah,
like TV shows. Just
But
talking.
he's a rapper,
Yeah.
and we're podcasters.
We'll get him on here sooner
We're
or later.
public. One day you'll be a public figure, PK.
I'm waiting for it.
Public
It's
figure on your Instagram. Yeah, Seinfeld.
Then I have a missus.
Oh my gosh. So, any girls that are watching this, PK said he wants to keep going on with his podcast so it blows up and then he can find the love of his life through it.
So
someone that's kind of like-minded like him.
So when you see like when you're tuning in for the Curious Canvas and you see like, wait, where's the next episode? You know, I found the missus.
He's gonna stop the whole thing. It's all right. I got the rights for it. We'll be all right. I'll take the rights.
No, but with Seinfeld, one line that definitely does. This is how smart comedians are, because he started from being a stand-up comedian. There's one line that always sticks with me, and I always say it with people with breakups, especially if they go back and forth. It's like Seinfeld said, it's like pushing a car over. You can't do it in one go. You have to go back and forth until it's completely over. And then I've said that to every friend who's ever went on a breakup.
Ah, right.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I was gonna say,
Not
you
me.
never said that to me.
You haven't been on a breakup yet, though. I mean, not yet.
What do you mean not yet? It's not gonna happen.
It's not going to happen.
Not yet. This guy.
Yeah,
Chelsea watches our podcast every time, and at least 2 or 3 times. You gotta watch what you say, bro.
I just mean like never. I ain't gonna say that. You know what? The speech won't happen to you. I never stuttered so much. Then. Anyways, but that's brings it back though. That's what I love about stand-up comedians. Like they're so smart where they can just bring it back to where we like even going on to day-to-day basis with life. You know, you can bring it with that.
Having stand-up comedians, they'll say things. No, not say things. Like the delivery is like it needs to be very relatable. You know, when they tell their stories, and you want to feel like, yeah. Those are the best ones because you know exactly what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Those are the relatable ones. So Seinfeld's one of your favorite?
My number one.
What's some other, like say another two, what's your top 3 favorite sitcoms?
All right, number one's easy because that's Seinfeld.
Yep.
I've rewatched that box set like more than I can remember. That's went for 9 seasons too. Last episode wasn't that great, but everything else was amazing. So number 2 would probably be Scrubs.
Oh, you like Scrubs?
I like Scrubs. Have you seen Scrubs?
I've watched some. I've watched some episodes. Yeah.
You know how
Channel 7.
Yeah, you know how there's always like there's those 2 friends, and a lot of people always compare them to, like, oh, who's the JD and who's the Turk in the relationship? You know how Turk's an athletic, popular guy, and JD's like, you know, kind of the loser. Yeah, like, so I'd be the Turk, right?
So you'd be the loser, and I'd be
Turk.
athletic.
I'd be
like
Turk.
the guy that does all the stuff and everyone likes. Yeah.
You haven't seen my basketball game.
I don't think anyone wants to see it, bro. Yeah, so Scrubs, Seinfeld, Scrubs.
Third one, that's hard. Third one's so hard. I guess. I want to say How I Met Your Mother, but this, to be honest, I feel like I'm just saying How I Met Your Mother because I can't think of it right now.
Yeah.
Give me your one, and then I'll find the third one.
Oh man, you know what? Speaking of the third one, now I've kind of like my first one is definitely Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Wow,
You missed it?
Yeah, I missed it.
Second, My Wife and Kids. I loved My Wife and Kids growing up. I used to watch that on pirate stream episodes. Third one.
My wife. Sorry.
My Wife.
Everyone always talks about Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, so we all know that's a classic. My Wife and Kids is so underrated.
Underrated.
It's so good.
Classic. I've watched, and they had good, just like Fresh Prince. They had
guests and
like
everything.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Like they had top guests appearing on it as well.
Yeah, they had I think they had Jordan. They had also had Terry Crews and a few
Yeah,
other people,
heaps.
even before they even blew up.
Heaps.
Yeah, Terry Crews wasn't as big back then, but obviously he's big now.
Heaps. I'm trying to think of what's another comedic. Yeah.
Well, like Martin Lawrence had a TV show as well. Did you ever watch?
Martin.
Yeah.
I never got to watch it. I think it never showed on Australian TV.
Yeah, no, it didn't. It didn't.
That's why.
Australia, especially back in the day, we didn't have all the American TV shows unless it's like late, like if you're up at 2 a.m, then you might watch it. But no, it wasn't that much. That's the only reason why I know about Modern, because Modern was on at 2 a.m.
Speaking of late, who's your favorite late night late night show guy?
Oh, that's gotta be David Letterman.
I was gonna say that when he was on back then.
Yeah.
I used to watch David Letterman, and he'd be at the right time on Channel 10.
Yeah. I think I don't know why. I think it's just I liked his comedic timing. I liked how the guests as well.
I like the van.
Oh
I
yeah,
like
and I liked the dynamic as well.
What's the bald guy? I like that guy.
I know his last name's Sheaf. I don't know. I forgot his name. But
Yeah.
But it's cool how they like the dynamic between them.
The dynamics.
Yeah. He was cool. There's new ones obviously now. Like what's it, Connor?
Jimmy Fallon pisses me off. He's got like this like fake laugh.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I get that.
Jimmy Kimmel's cool, but Jimmy Fallon's like when he talks, like he his face. That's gonna be a good clip.
I like who's the Irish guy? Connor? Oh, not Conor McGregor. Connor. Shit.
You talking about the fat guy?
No,
Does
fat.
couple
No, he's not fat. He's also done we're just talking about it kind of. He's done the driving, not karaoke, but he does the driving thing, and he did it with Ice Cube and Kevin Hart. Did you ever watch it? And he's white, Irish, red hair. I'm gonna forget this.
Oh yeah. Oh no. That's no. I was thinking of something else. You started saying red hair. I know who you're talking about.
O'Connor.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Okay.
Maybe. Ooh.
I miss. You know what? That was a daily routine.
I want my own show, PK. Remember I was telling you this?
Oh yeah.
One day.
No, I haven't heard you. You didn't even told me this.
I haven't told you this?
No.
I hope we can run back this video clip one day.
Exclusive.
I want to have my own show. Like I want a Jem Lakian show. If it's not here in Australia, if I don't ever get to tap into here and grow everything and have my own show, you can be the bold guy in David Letterman.
Why would it be bold?
No, I'm saying you can be that guy.
Yeah.
With the band, but we like talk like I want to have my own show.
Yeah.
I want to have, if it's not here in Australia, in the Philippines. And I've talked about it, and I'm like, I don't think there's really a guy that that does that kind of. I might not be the funniest guy, but like a show has his own show where the international artists come in and you get to.
We remember we used to have Rove.
I remember Rove.
Rove was probably the only one back in the day that was kind of getting it.
Yeah.
But then that kind of fell off for whatever reason. We don't really have anything else to be honest with that. It's weird that we don't.
Yeah.
Like I think there's that. Oh, it's on Channel 10. Nah, I can't remember. But yeah, Rove was the last one, and that's
he
when
was going.
that was going off
in
at
Australia.
One stage. Yeah,
in Australia, that was what I wanted to refer to. He was the one that was really pushing late night for Australia, and people would come on his show and everything.
I
wish I had one day.
That'll happen, bro.
One day,
I'll be a special guest.
Yeah. No, you. Yeah. Okay. You'll be the special guest. What are you gonna be doing, about?
Dancing, bro.
Robbie's gonna have a field day with this one. Keep going.
Nah, my dancing's on point, bro. Heaps on point. I don't know, like, so with sitcoms, I love that. So you said Fresh Prince of Bel Air, My Wife and Kids. I 100% get the reason why you like My Wife and Kids because it's definitely a classic. What would be your third? You haven't told me the third yet.
I can't think of the. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. I just got to. The third one. I can't think of my third one right now.
It's
weird.
I'd probably say my third one is probably Fresh Prince of Bel Air. It's got to be most likely. It's too much of a classic.
Third one. I'm trying to
that
think.
That scene where like he talks about his dad, just like you would never hear. I think I cried to that. Like it's yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I can't think of a third one for me. If it comes to me, I'll let you guys know. But yeah, those are my top two. I loved My Wife and Kids. I used to run reruns and that.
What Damien Wayne, right?
The Wayne family.
Wayne.
That Wayne family's they're like the what do you call it? Like they are a cornerstone of like black comedy.
I don't feel like they get enough credit. I feel like there's
done
certain
a lot.
TV shows and there's certain people that don't get enough credit. Like when you look at obviously the Wayne's family, they don't get enough credit on what they get. My Wife and Kids, everyone watched that, and I don't even know if there's as much reruns. Did you ever watch the Chris Rock TV show? That Chris Rock show? Everybody hates Chris.
Hates Chris. Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to watch a bit of that.
That's something like he was talking about this in a random interview. He was like, "Why did that stop?" It's just like, man, because it just wasn't tracking at the time. But then out of nowhere, everyone started watching the reruns and like, "Oh, I love this. Let's bring this back." But just like, man, the kids, he's no longer a kid anymore. Now he's an adult. I don't get that. I don't really understand that. Which it's weird. Sometimes some things take time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Who's like so who are your favorite comedians of all time? You never touch on that.
Oh, my ones would be number one's got to be Eddie Murphy. His specials were raw and delirious. Yeah. It was just so different at the time.
Yeah.
Because he just had like the nuts to speak about everything. He just didn't care. Like, to be honest, his career could have been over at that time. Especially like if he did, Eddie Murphy of that era would never survive in 2020 because everyone's so sensitive in this era now.
Yep.
Where they're scared of making a joke, and a lot of comedians like that. Like they've asked, there was an interview with Martin Lawrence, like, would you ever come back to do a stand up special like Dave Chappelle and everyone doing on Netflix because they're making heaps of money, and he's just like, I would do it. He's just like, then they asked him like, do you think in this time you'd have to be censored? He's like, maybe a little bit. Like I'd have to be kind of careful on what I say.
Yeah. Why do you think there's like this whole PC culture in regards to it now?
I don't know. I do think, look,
PC meaning politically correct. Yeah.
I don't know. I think that as the world gets older and stuff, when we talk about like race and everything, before, like, look,
more understanding.
Yeah, people are more understanding, and a lot of people try to jump and defend other people that they know. I don't know. I guess everybody wants to be. Also, some people just like being that hero.
Why do you think people are more sensitive though these days? Do you reckon? When you asked me this before, I was trying to think. I wonder why people are more sensitive now. Maybe we didn't hear what people were thinking back in the day. But now with social media, everyone has his voice. So when someone says something and then there's a video that goes on Twitter, on Instagram or Facebook, and then, it's a video that can be shared and everything, and people can comment and be like, oh, cancel, blah, 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 cancel, or like, I can't believe he said this, blah, 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 or go back to what he said with that, with videos into social media about things he said like 10 years ago and bring it back. Do you think social media has given people a platform to be able to be more sensitive and be more, because in the 80s, I'm sure people would have taken Eddie Murphy's jokes as like that was very rude and discriminative, but who are they going to tell? Like their mate at home? Their family?
I think it's that, but it's also, so I think everyone also thinks, I'm not just speaking about stand-up, but also just back in the day when, let's say we're talking about whether it just be races, whether it be black, or even just gay people,
Or just us, like immigrants.
Yeah. Back in the day, oh, it's a joke, but then that joke can turn into like, oh, that's funny, that Asian, oh, that like, oh, like that Chinese, oh, that chink, oh, that gook. It can roll into that. So I think that's why people try to stop it at the heart of it. But then there's also some people like stand up, you kind of have to separate it because it's a joke. You know, like there's some things like, look, I'm sure I definitely have white friends. Oh, sorry, I have Spanish friends who I grew up with. We make fun of each other's races all the time. Just like, I don't know, if we go to Cabra, just like, do you know, like, is this your uncle or something? It's a joke though. Like, I know it's a joke because these people do love me and I love them. We went to Gomez or something. I'm like, I said the same thing. It's like, it's a joke. Like, it's coming from a caring place. So you're not looking at the wrong, you know, they're not stepping over that boundary. Yeah. But with the word gook and everything, I definitely think that it can roll into that. Not with Maladins, but as in like with people who you barely know. And I think that's why people try to stop it at the start. Yeah. Maybe that's the reason why the world's more sensitive. Like, oh, if you joke about someone, I don't know, like someone colored or anything, oh, it's going to turn into the N word. You know what I mean? Maybe that's the reason why. I'm not 100% sure why the world is more sensitive. Yeah. What are your thoughts on it?
Like I said, I think social media plays a big part for people to actually voice their opinion. Yeah. So people will say something, that clip's going to be on social media when it used to just be on a DVD and people would watch it. You can't comment on it while you're watching it. Yeah. But now that video's on Netflix, on YouTube, and then the highlights are on Twitter, on Instagram or Facebook, and it's more shareable and more people can comment on it, and you can comment on it not just from a computer, but you can comment from it when you're going to work on your phone. So everyone has a voice to be able to be like, oh, this guy's like a dickhead. Like, I can't believe he would say some shit. Share it. Cancel this guy for what he said. So I think social media has played a big part of it. Yeah,
you know what? Like, come to think about it, that is true. Also, just like some people, especially with social media, but I know like some people like being the hero in front of everyone, but then they wouldn't do it face to face. So I know one person. I remember this person because I don't like her. Anyway, there was all right. So
name drop.
I'll name her.
No.
Anyway, so I
positive vibes.
Positive vibe. Especially wearing this is positive. Okay. Okay. So I was working at a bar in Newtown, and there was a girl who was. She always liked saying she's a massive feminist, like women power, and like, you know, I like that. I love that, you know. But in front of everyone, like, you know, women are strong all the time, and you know, women are physically as strong as men as well. I'm like, you know, you can have your views there, whatever. Yeah. But anyway, and she did this in a meeting, you know. Anyway, and then when it was just me and her, she was like, "Hey, can you lift this bag? This actually, like, you know, I'm a girl." And I'm like, you didn't say this in front of everyone else. You didn't say this in front of everyone else. I'm just like, and this was like a week before that. You were just like, you were saying that women and men are the same, like as in like strength wise. I'm like, I don't get why you would say that then, but then you're saying something else. It's fine. It's probably because I didn't like her, to be honest, as well. She was just everything. But even with her and other people, when I say the world is more sensitive now, I remember, and this is very. It might be an area thing as well. So when you look at when I was at the bar as well, there was a person that came to the bar, and that person was, I think she was half Viet and half something else. I'm like, hey, what nationality are you? You look like a halfie. And then everyone in the bar who was Irish, the girl who was white, and this other white guy, they were just like, whoa, you can't say that. And I'm like,
what do you mean?
Why can't I say that? I said, what nationality are you? Like, you look like a halfie. And they're like, no, you can't ask what nationality you are. And I'm like,
why?
Why can't I ask? It's just like, that's just rude. You're assuming what nationality they are. I'm like,
no, you're not.
I'm like, I'm Vietnamese, Maltese. That person literally looks half Asian to me. Yeah. I'm like, if that person's not half Asian, that's fine. Even if they're not half Asian, that's fine. It's like, it's just a question. Why are you being so sensitive about this? Weird. So there's people like that who like being all heroes and everything. Yeah. But then
there's a lot of people like that now with everything that's going on as well.
Yeah. Like in social media is probably like definitely the number one, because you could say whatever you like and there's kind of no consequences when it comes to that backlash. Like, oh, you can't say that, you know?
But I was thinking of it just like this. So when you asked me the question, why are people more sensitive? Maybe people were always this sensitive, but they were never able to voice their opinion on it, right?
Yeah.
But if you think of it like in this way, we're on episode 8 now. We've got 8 episodes. People can backtrack down the road in the future and go back to things that we've said.
Yeah.
Say we never know what happens in the future. We actually, I have my show. You're a guest, or you have some. You're the, you're that Schaefer, Paul Schaefer, or whatever his name is. You're that guy. Yeah. You're that guy. And then we've got this show, or we're just about to start, and then people are putting on social media, Jem and Peekay should not have this show because they talked about these people back in episode 3 or in 2020 kind of thing, and they shouldn't. That's what's happening to a lot of comedians now, and a lot of actors and actresses because of social media.
Oh yeah, like
that's what I think. Anyway.
Yeah. No, that's
maybe
true.
I'm wrong.
No,
but that's what I think.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you look at Eddie Murphy, and this is the question that a few people bring up as well.
Yeah.
So Eddie Murphy recently apologized, not really recently, but within this year, he apologized for all the gay comments he made on Raw and Delirious. Kevin Hart had the same thing as well on like one of his tweets that he posted up was, if I ever saw my son playing with a dollhouse, I'd grab the dollhouse and I'd smack it over his head.
And then everyone.
And then like back in the day, he apologized for it, but then they brought it back up. Yeah. And then they asked him, and
he couldn't. He was about to be the host of like
the Grammys
or something. Yeah.
And he was full, and he was just like, "I'm not apologizing. I already apologized for this. Yeah. Why am I like it's what's wrong?"
That's what I'm saying people can bring shit up because of social media.
Yeah, but what happened to what happened in the back in the day? Where it's just like, oops, my bad, sorry. Like that can happen. Like people slip up all the time. I know this. Like, all right, so in I'll say here. So in episode 2, we talked about Black Lives Matter, and on all my notes I had George Floyd. But for whatever reason, I was just shook with the subject. I said George Foreman, and that's like after the episode, I was just like, bro, I'm an idiot for saying that. And just like, yeah, you corrected me too straight away. You're just like, oh. Let's get back onto that. Yeah, but that's it's whatever happened to like, oops, my bad. My bad. My bad.
And
like
some people will turn it into a whole thing.
You're just like, you don't care about black lives. You don't care about black people or black friends.
Or just because George Foreman was black.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, people will turn it into something bigger than it's not. But I get what you mean. Well, I'm happy to have heard like your favorite comedians. Is it kind of the same thing that it's very derived from black culture as well? Yeah, no. Your favorite comedians, your favorite except for Seinfeld, but like
Yeah. But look at Seinfeld now. Like when he does, you could tell that everyone loves Seinfeld. Yeah. Except for Kramer. Kramer fell. Oh wow! Did you watch that?
No, I told you I don't really watch
Seinfeld. No. Did you watch so Kramer? Oh, this sounds bad. Kramer tried doing stand up. Yeah. And he had a meltdown. Yeah. Did you ever watch that? Okay, it's like he had like a racist rant. Oh, really? It was horrible.
Was it about Seinfeld?
No. He was on. He was doing a stand up, and then those like, there was hecklers there, and I think 2 of them were black. But then there was black people who were walking past, and then he just started dropping the N-bomb everywhere, and he just like, 50 years ago, you wouldn't have said that, and then everyone buried him. But that's not a oops my moment. That's like you're a fucking racist.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Yeah. I don't think people know that. Which is fucked.
That was a great episode.
That was good, man.
Once again, Curious Canvas on Instagram. You can watch us on our YouTube as well. Episode 8. PK, would you like anything else to say?
No, that's pretty much it for my end.
Follow my Instagram so that you can see me, and then we can start dating, and I can have a girlfriend, and we won't do podcasts anymore, maybe.
Oh, that's PK_fire right there. Always.
Master, I don't think you quite realize what you've got here. So why don't you just